And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we're going to do a little bit different one. Usually we're focused on ourselves and our growth as leaders and so forth. But today we're actually, even though this is not a gossip channel, I'm just going to state the facts here. We're going to talk about Jeff Bezos' divorce settlement. Now, who is Jeff Bezos? Jeff Bezos is the founder of one of the biggest companies in the world named Amazon. Now, Jeff Bezos and his wife, now soon to be ex-wife, announced their divorce a week ago. That they, after 25 years of marriage, would go separate ways as friends. Now, where does that leave the fortune of Jeff Bezos as the richest man on the planet? Well, to state it like this, his fortunes account up to $140 billion. And guess what? They did not have a prenuptial agreement. A prenuptial agreement is an agreement that is signed by both parties before they get married to decide what would happen in case of separation. This agreement was not put in place for Jeff Bezos. Now, as an example, Donald Trump, he's been married several times, and the first time he did not have a prenuptial agreement, but after that, every single time afterwards, he's had one. The reason why is because he learned from experience, and that created some good judgment in him in that sense of marriage and losing money. Now, Warren Buffett's rule is never lose money. That's rule number one. And if that is your thought process as an entrepreneur, you should have that same insight and understanding when it comes to your private life and the future that is in hold for your relationship with your wife or your future wife. As an entrepreneur, you know that in the future you're going to make a lot of money, which basically means you have two options. One is, if you're going to continue blaming your future wife or your wife, and you're going to basically put responsibility on her for her share of the blame in the relationship, then you definitely need a prenuptial agreement. You need to agree what would happen in case of separation. Because if you blame her, guess what? She will blame you back. And in some ways, you'll always lose. Because that's just how the system is these days, isn't it? Marriage laws, you lose half of your value, no matter if she has done anything in the business that you're building, because she's been at home taking care of the kids or taking care of the home or taking care of whatever. No matter what, usually she'll get 50%. In terms of Jeff Bezos and his wife, that 50% would be, out of the 16% that Jeff Bezos have of Amazon, that would be 8%, accounting for $70 billion worth. Now, if that is actually what's going to happen, we don't know, because that's up to them and their agreement now after they're getting divorced. But usually, if you do get a divorce, there has been tension, there has been arguing, there has been fights, and so you never really know what's going to happen if they turn on each other and she doesn't feel like she's getting her worth back. So, that's number one. Always sign a prenuptial agreement if you blame women, i.e., you're holding them responsible for their actions. Now, number two, you have the option of never blaming women. Your understanding of the woman basically means that you always take full responsibility for every single thing that happens in your marriage or your future marriage. You take 100% responsibility for everything that she does, and what you do, and what your kids do, and what the whole environment around that family does. Because if you do take 100% responsibility, no matter what, and you always listen to her, and you make sure that she always gets her word out, she always gets her opinion out, and you find ways to actually help her feel understood, trust me, she will never divorce you. And that means that your fortune and what you've built up throughout the years is kept safe. Now, as an entrepreneur, I recommend number 2. That's actually what I've done. Okay? I strive every single day to take 100% responsibility for my actions and everything that happens in our marriage and everything that happens in the family. Is it hard? Oh, absolutely. But it creates safety. It creates trust. It creates security. It creates a strong foundation where you can build something upon. And that has immensely helped our relationship. Now, there's a lot to that, and we'll probably get into that a bit further on in this journey of the Men of High Value channel. But for those who are not there yet, or who haven't gotten married yet, I do recommend that you get a prenuptial agreement. Because, you know, that's what I would recommend. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say about Jeff Bezos' divorce settlement. I hope you got something out of it. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you again tomorrow.